went on trial, and I remember the first day I was just out of my depth, mate. Like I just was lost.
So was this Burnley first team, not Burnley youth?
So what happened was, you're asking that because you know. So what happened was I got there for day one, and they put me straight with the first team. Yeah. And I was stood there. I had these brand new Nike boots on, blue and white. Like this was the day when people didn't really wear colourful boots. No. And I thought, I stood there, and he went. All the youth team players went off in one direction, and then he put me on this. He put me in the shooting drill, and Mick Doherty was called the manager, the youth team manager at the time. Put me on this shooting drill, and said right. And I looked around. There was Andy Painton, like all the first team players. And I was like, I didn't really know them that well because it wasn't like it is now. You couldn't access that on YouTube or whatever, or you couldn't go on Wiki and find the team names and stuff. But I was looking, I was like, I'm sure these are big men, these. And I'm a 15-year-old kid. And then the drill was really good, to be fair. You had two full-size nets. So you had one, say one on the goal line, and then one on the other end of to the right of the 18-yard box. And there was the first team keeper, and then there was the first team second choice keeper in the goal. And then what you'd do is you'd have a defender on your back. They'd drill the ball into you. You've got to kill it dead, 2 touches, and then the second touch you've got to put it in the net, one either side. Mate, couldn't get hold of it. I just remember, to be fair, Andy Painton was really good, and he's gone like to me, look, just calm down. Settle down. He's put you with us because he probably thinks you're half decent. Yeah. Get a touch and just strike through the ball. Don't aim. Just aim. Just know where the net is and just hit it. And every time the ball zips into me, I went to take a touch. It just bounced off my shin. Defender threw me out the way. I don't think I got one shot, and I was in that box for about 2 minutes, and that 2 minutes felt like 4 hours. Mate.
All eyes on you as well.
Mate, it was soul destroying. And then that drill finished. We did some short, sharp stuff. And then the second day, I stayed with them for the full session. Right. And then the second day, I was with my age group then. And I just thought, in my head, I was like, that's me done. I just remember for the rest of that couple of weeks, I just remember thinking, there's no way in the world. Like my confidence went from being I'm unreal to being no chance. I'm never going to get it. I second guessed every touch I made when everything was just natural to me.
Overthinking it.
Yeah, the lads my age was telling. Like I used to be very on the pitch. I'd be very demanding. If I wanted the ball, I'd say give it me. I'd tell people where to pass it. I did none of that. I'd get the ball as soon as somebody shouted for it. I'd just give it to them. And that's not what they brought me there for. And I think, going back now, I think they probably did that to see what my mentality was like.
I was about to ask that question. Do you reckon it was like, got to see what you're made of?
Yeah, 100%. Like, this kid thinks he's unreal. Let's knock him down a peg or two and let's see what he's like when the pressure's on. Because that's football. Like, there's pressure. You've got to deal with the pressure. And then I don't know how I pulled it out of the bag, mate. I think it got extended because they must have probably thought we've probably killed him a little bit too much.
Better give him a couple more days to recover.
So I remember them sending me home. So they was like, right, go back home, go and play for your local team or whatever. And I just thought, mate, this is the pits. I've definitely not been taken on. What do I do now? I'm going to have to go to college. You know me, mate. I hated schoolwork and stuff like that. I hate work. I just said, what am I going to do? So I enrolled into Oxford College, tried to get on the college team, and then started to send these letters out. And then I got a call saying, right, how's your head? And I was like, hurt. And it was like, right, come back. We'll see what you're made of. And then I went back, and luckily it worked out a little bit. So
did you take that experience then of what had happened and thought, right, I'm not gonna naff it up again, basically?
I pretty much thought, well, I'll tell you what I thought. If they're asking me back, they must think I'm good.
Yeah.
But do you know what I mean? Like, so they're giving me a second chance. so I can't. Nobody gets a second chance, so I can't mess it up. Do you know what I mean? I didn't get a second chance at Junior Blues. I didn't get a second chance at United. Why have these given me a second chance?
Yeah.
So I just thought, right, and it was a trial match. It wasn't like go back, do a week of training. Do you know what I mean? I just went Wednesday night. I remember my mum driving me there, and like she's the worst driver in the world anyway, but she couldn't find me there. It was raining.
Oh.
It took us to get there, mate. I got there late. It's not like me. Got there late, walking in. Where have you been? Like, wasn't happy with me, and then I just had a good game. Like, it wasn't spectacular, but it was like
enough.
I think what I did was it humbled me to play as a team, as a team player, and then that was it then, and then it went on from there, kind of thing. Did really well. Enjoyed my time there, but just didn't get a pro contract because I didn't have a professional attitude towards football. Because then that cocky, arrogant side came out again. You know, I'm good, I'm scoring, and it was always that. Like when I started scoring loads of goals, I was on top of the world. Like I'm this good. Yeah. And I remember going on a pre-season tour to Amsterdam.
What year was this then? What year was this at Burnley?
This was it was probably 99. Well, it was the 90, yeah, because I left school 98, so it was 98-99 season.
And then, so first team wise, did you have any dealings with the first team, or was that just like completely separate?
No, they mingled with us. To be fair, it was good because where we trained, everybody was all together.
Right.
Do you get what I mean? So like you'd go in, get a shower, you'd have, because I remember Gaza had just, if I remember rightly, Gaza had just been there and left.
Right. And that's what I was going to go to. Was Gaza there around that time?
Yeah, and Ian Wright did a stint there as well. Yeah, and you know me, Ian Wright was my idol. Like because I was a little aggressive, arrogant forward when I watched him in the Premier League. That was him. Do you know what I mean? And I remember, was it 90? I think it might have been the next season, 2000. It might have been 99-2000 actually. Anyway, and he was just coming in, and I was like, wow, like I got his boots and stuff like that, and it was just class, like, you know, because back then you'd clean the boots, wouldn't you? For money, because you didn't get paid as a youth team player back then. So you'd get little chores to do, which I think was massively important. Do you know what I mean? To play, to learn your, to grow in the club. Like, this is the guy who you're aspiring to be like.
Yeah.
Learn from him. Do you know what I mean? Like, he wants you to clean his boots. He's giving you a little bit of money, and then he'll give you a little bit of knowledge and experience in return and that as well. Do you know what I mean?
So did you learn a lot of it? Did you get to like chat away, or was it just a case of like you clean the boots, blah blah blah, off you pop a bit?
It was more banter, mate, to be fair.
Really?
It was just like, here's that little cocky kid again. Like, clean them, here's some more, clean these. And do you know what I mean? Because I was a little gobshite, so it was probably a way for him to just tell me to shut up, really. Because like I said, I really believed that I was going to be better than everybody. Like, do you know what I mean? And then that pre-season tour was really, we went on this pre-season tour of Amsterdam. We played it at the Ajax Arena. Like, loads of teams would turn up. It was like, I think the tournament was over 2-3 days or something like that.
Right.
Yeah. And you play in that tournament. We didn't do well. Zlatan Ibrahimovic was in the tournament. He was at was it Malmo? I think he was playing for Malmo. Tall kid. Gangly kid, unreal ability, like really good, and you just like, you know, when you think, wow, that kid's good. Like, you don't know who he was or who he was going to be. Do you know what I mean? But you just remember that team, and then you see his journey, and you remember where he was and where he come from, and you're like, that was him, 100%. That was him. Yeah. So that was a good learning curve, and then towards the end of that season, I did one year, and I didn't get a contract because while I was, like I said, I didn't have a professional attitude towards football, and that's what they said they wasn't going to give me a pro contract for. While I was in Amsterdam, as young lads do.
Yeah.
When we got curfewed, we stayed in a hostel is where they put us up and stuff. And it was just 3 days of fun, wasn't it? Like you're looking at a lad that's 17, 18 years old in Amsterdam. Like you're not going to keep him in bed, are you, at 9 o'clock?
No, it's just going off, isn't it?
Well, yeah. So we'd go out, and like if you've ever been to Amsterdam, or anybody listening has ever been to Amsterdam, people ride bikes everywhere. Yeah. Everywhere there's bikes all over the place. So we used to just get on the bikes, ride them from one street to the next, leave them, threw a couple of bikes in the river, just stupid kid stuff. And I remember while we was doing it, we were supposed to be in bed, and he's gone looking for us, and he's only gone and collared me around the corner. And so back, couldn't play any more games. I just had to train and watch, and then I got back home playing football, kept going out with my friends and stuff, and it was just, yeah. I just remember it was like it was tough, mate, because it was like 3 months before the season ends. They pull you in and tell you if you're going to get the pro contract or they're going to let you go, and then you've got 3 months to play, knowing what your future's going to be. And that's tough. And I had a good spell. I was playing well, scoring goals, but they just pulled me in, and he just said, "You've not got a professional attitude towards football, and we're not going to give you a contract." So what he did do was he gave me a list of semi-pro clubs. He said, "But you've got something about you, so you need to contact these. I've told them about you. Go and play for them. Play in a first team, play in an open age, and find your way." You know what I mean? Yeah. And stop being that idiot young lad that you are, and that man that you think you are. Yeah.
Is that a major regret?
Yeah, mate, yeah. Like I don't like it when people say they don't have regrets, because I do. Massive. Like I could have told the line, did as I was told, listen to people, listen to me, now the older me, and I might have been playing pro football. Saying that though, I've got like I enjoyed the family that I've got, the life that I've got. So if I wouldn't have that now.
Yeah, that's the thing. You've got two different paths there, haven't you? And obviously what you've got now, more or less, wouldn't have happened because the path would have chosen would have been completely different.
Yeah, and the thing is what I've got now I wouldn't change for the world. So it's one of them, innit? But like I do have regret. Yeah, of course you do. Yeah, because to be told you're not getting a contract because you're a bit of an idiot. I'm not like in the past when I got told it's because you're inconsistent. I've fixed that. I was consistent, but now it's no, you're not. You're just an idiot. You're not professional. We wouldn't be able to work with you. You'd create more harm than good, pretty much, is what they were saying. Yeah.
And so you've been released from Burnley. Is it just a case then sack football off and get to college, or what was your thinking then? What do you do once you've sort of been not taking the path that you thought you were going to go to?
It was hard. It was tough. Like I remember being told, and I just lost my head and just started shouting in the office, like calling him all sorts of names, and I pretty much justified everything he was saying to me. Really, I didn't sit there like most of the lads. They would have cried. They've gone back out, and then in their head they've just had a good last 3 months and enjoyed it and learnt from the experience or whatever. I started going AWOL, not turning up to play, chinning it off. If you don't want me, why do I want you, kind of thing. Yeah. So that was me shutting off that, like just stopping again. And that was a 3 month period where I didn't really play for anybody. I should have been playing for Burnley, but I didn't. And I'd turn up if I wanted. I didn't turn up if I didn't want. If we was doing a training drill that I didn't like, I'd just walk off. And yeah, I just pretty much backed up everything that he was telling me why they wasn't going to take me on, really. And again, massive regret. And did I learn from it? No, not at that point, because at other clubs and other lads that I've played with semi-pro level will tell you I was exactly the same. so I didn't really learn from it. Do you know what I mean? And at that time, I was just very angry at the fact that somebody could talk to me like that. And it hurt me. It did hurt. But I still went looking for teams, because he did give me a list of teams to go and play for. So I went to Ashton Utd.
Right. What league were they in then?
I think it was, and I'm not 100% sure, because I think it was Unibond first, not
Right.
no, I'm lying. I think it was, it would be now the National League North.
Right.
Yeah, so the division below the conference.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was there, and like I said, I went there because he said you can get a little bit of money. You might not need to get a job because they do pay quite well. And so I turned up there. I remember going on my first day of training. I remember ringing them, speaking to the secretary, saying like, Mick Dockett has told me to give you a bell. I was at Burnley. This was coming into the second. Actually, was it? No, it was long because I come halfway through the season because obviously I got released. The season ended, and then I was like, not too sure. Enrolled into college, tried to play for the college team, but they told me I was too old. Yeah, because I think at the time now I was going on to like 2021, right. And they were saying like you're I think I was 20, but you had to be 18 to play at the college team to then get a scholarship and stuff like that. So there was like I remember lying and saying I was 18 to try because I didn't want to go and do leisure and tourism or whatever. Yeah. So there was a period up until about Christmas time, November, Christmas time, where I'd not played. I just like went back playing on, having a kick about with the lads again and just doing a bit of college or whatever. And then I went give them a call because I wanted to get back into it again, and said that Mick Dockett told me to give you a bell. This is who I am. And then the secretary went, I'll put you through to him straight away. Put me through, spoke to him. He was like, yep, come down. We train Tuesdays, Thursdays. Come down Tuesday. Tuesdays are like a pretty much doggies, mate. I'll say a conditioning session, but it was just doggies. So come down, do a conditioning session. So I went down, did that. And I remember him saying to the team, all the first team stood round. I mean, what a way to introduce somebody, by the way. The team was struggling at the time. He went, this is the kid that's going to score us the goals and get us out of the shit that we're in. And I just remember looking at all the players and them all looking at me like, who's this asshole?
Yeah. Billy Big Sam turned up again.
Yeah, so in my head I was like I'm not just going to go with that arrogant, I'm a knob, like, shut up, I'm better than you kind of attitude.
Yeah.
And it was I had a good 2 years there, to be fair. I really did enjoy playing there. Met some really good teammates and good friends. And I mean, there's three lads who are like my best friends now that I still chat to. Do you know what I mean? We've been on, like, I've played for many teams with one of them. The other one I've been on holidays with and stuff like that. And they're friends that I met for life. I think that's where I really felt like I was a footballer.
You're right.
Out of all of that, going from City, maybe getting signed up for United, to then playing as a YTS at Burnley, I think that Ashton period was the time where I thought I'm an actual football player. Yeah, and I was playing semi-pro. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
So from 2 years at Ashton,
mm-hmm.
And then what was it? A case of you wanted to move on, or you wanted to try something different, or what happened then?
I got sold, so I was playing really well, and I turned up to. I remember this because it was just mad. I turned up to training on Thursday night, and on the Thursday night you get your little pay packet. So you used to pay you in a little brown envelope.
Yeah.
Back in the days when there was no, like, that's how you got paid. Yeah. And I remember turning up, little brown envelope to get my wages, and the chairman was there. I thought, he's never at training. So I turned up, and he was called Stan Turnant, the manager. And I've gone over to him, and he's gone, come here. So I walked over. He's like, right, we've sold you. I was like, right. I was like, where? So in my head, I was thinking, where have I gone? Like Trafford, anyone in my league? He was like, no, we sold you to the League of Wales. So I was like, where? He's like, the League of Wales. He's like, it's all done and dusted, $8,000 paid. We've got the cash. You got to go meet him on Saturday. That'll be your first game. So it was like, no, I'm training on Thursday, and then I go there on Saturday. So I was like, who am I playing for? And he was like, Halliwell. So Halliwell's a North Wales club, and there was a lot of Liverpudlians. There was a lot of Mancs on the team and stuff. The manager was a Mancunian guy, so he seen that I played well and thought, we'll get this guy in, because their aim was to climb up, win the Welsh Premier, and get into Europe and stuff, because that's what you could do over there, because it was like a professional league in Wales. So I went over, and I remember, mate, this was before the times of sat-navs and stuff like that, when you had an A to Z. So I had an A to Z there to find
that big road map out in front of you like this.
But actually, it was a little booklet, right? And you had to turn a page every road you drove on. You couldn't find your way. And I just remember, we'd playing away from home in South Wales. I can't remember who we was playing against. All we want you to do is come down, meet the lads. You won't be playing. And young lads always have boots in the car anyway, don't they? A pair of boots in the car anyway. So I was like, all right, sweet. So you had to meet in North Wales. I think it was at 10 o'clock. So I had to find my way there. Drove there, got there, met the team and stuff. Got on the coach, went to the away game, and it was like professional football. To be well, it's their professional league, but you get interviewed on the radio. People knew you was, kind of thing. It was pretty. Mate, yeah, it was like a next step or a next level, and I got there, and there was one of the lads had got injured in the warm up, and I'd signed on, so because I had to sign on a Thursday night. They faxed the papers over, they sent it to the Welsh league. The Welsh league had done it, so then it was like, right, he's injured. We've only got 13 players. You can come on, you can play if you want. Like, what do you reckon? So I was like, mate, yeah, all right, but I've got no boots. I've left them in my boot in my car back at the thing. So he was like, right, don't worry, we've got some boots for you. So I remember just bagging on an old school pair of Copa Americas, I think it was.
Yeah.
A bit too big for me and that. And he was like, right, you can start. We're going to put you on the right-hand side. I was like, what the hell? This is mad. I've not even trained with these guys. And just had a really good game. Like, played on the right hand side. The first time I ever played on the right hand side as well. And it was like a 3-5-2, so I was like a wing back. It was horrible. And I just had a good game and enjoyed it. And I thought, oh, this is pretty decent, this. And then the team was like, what they wanted and where they was two totally different things. Like, they wanted to win the league, but we was fighting relegation. Like, it was a bottom team, and they was trying to bring players in to build it up, but they was doing it too quick. And I was one of those, I'd say, 8 players that they brought in. There was Bernard Marley, that was Chester City manager now, joint manager, and he was Salford City manager as well, wasn't he? So he was a centre mid for the team for Halliwell at the time. We had a lad called Abe that was. He played for Nigeria in the 2002 World Cup. Mate, yeah, and he was playing for in the League of Wales. Mate, his roommate was Jay-Jay Okacha.
No way.
And he lived just off Cheetham Hill Road in Manchester. So me and him used to go to the games together. So we used to get in the car because we both lived near each other, and we used to go to the games. And like, I just remember. I remember that 2002 World Cup because he used to send me pictures of him in a Okacha at training and in the changing rooms, and he brought me Okacha's boots back and stuff. And then, do you know what I mean? So yeah, we had some good players, but it just didn't gel. We just didn't click, and it wasn't good. And then I only stayed there for half of that season, for the back end of the season that I joined, and then I went to Haverford in South Wales, and I played there for a year. Which was, again, mad because in Wales, like, you've got North Wales, they all speak Welsh. So you stood on the pitch and the coaches are shouting at you in Welsh and the referee's talking to you in Welsh. And you're like, what? It's like you're playing in a foreign country.
Yeah, I bet.
And then I went to South Wales and I thought it's going to be exactly the same. Everyone spoke English. It was miles away. Like, you're looking at like 4.5 hour drives.
It's like a trek, innit? You don't realise.
Yeah.
On Wales, you're like from top to bottom. Yeah, it's like 3-4 hours, and you think.
Yeah, I was on 250 quid a week. Do you know what I mean? And I'd say 80 quid of that was petrol. Do you know what I mean? So
bobbing it up and down.
But because I loved playing and I enjoyed being part of this, and it was just like, you can slate the league all you want and say it's not really a good league or it's not a pro league, but it was like the people loved it. Like, back then, I don't know what it's like now, but back then you was getting lots of support, lots of fans coming to the games. The attendances was really good. What more?
Yeah, from my little knowledge of Welsh League, it seems like a bit of a cult.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's all in. And obviously as well, like you say, there's a route into Europe as well for Welsh League.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's huge.
And I think for a player, or a player that's like that was like me, or that's like me now, that's struggling where to go or knowing what the next step is, it's a great stepping stone, because you're going to go there. You might play for TNS, or you might play for Real, you might play for one of the good teams that have an opportunity or a chance to go into the prelims of the Europa League. Which then, if you get that opportunity, you're in another shop window then.
Yeah, I was going to say, it puts you on another stage, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, of course, most definitely. And that did put me on a stage, because it got me a trial in the MLS. Well, and this is a long time ago. So for San Jose Earthquakes and LA Galaxy, who everybody knows because of David Beckham, but nobody knew them when I was going there. Like I say, this was 2002, and I got through playing for Haverford West and doing really well. I got Young Player of the Year there in that season. Yeah. And then I got asked to go on trial for San Jose Earthquakes and or LA Galaxy,
right?
Which is mad, because it's a little different the way they do it. So it's franchising, it's all the clubs are franchises.
Yeah.
You buy yourself into the league. They do something that I like. What I think England could incorporate or get involved in a little bit is they do like with all the rookies or the new guys that are about to become professional. They do like what they do in the NFL. They do like a draft, don't they?
Yeah. And
the lesser clubs get top picks, so they get the chance to get a really good player into the squad and stuff. And I think it evens the playing field a little bit, and it gives young players the opportunity to come and play full time for a professional club. So what happened was I went and I did. I just did a trial period over there. So it was 2002. So it was around the time when the Twin Towers happened. 2001, sorry. Was it Twin Towers 2001?
2001, yeah. Yeah, 2001.
Yeah, it was 2001, yeah, because I remember, because when Abby was playing in 2002 World Cup, we wasn't teammates, but he sent me all the stuff over. But yeah, so in 2001 it was, and I went on this. I went on this trial, and then I couldn't get a visa, so I had to just come back to the UK and just crack on playing in semi-pro. But it wasn't the MLS how it is now. It was very different. LA Galaxy wore green and yellow. San Jose Earthquakes was one of the best clubs there, and it was just again another experience. But if I wouldn't have gone to Wales, I wouldn't have got put on in that shop window to get the opportunity. And I think that these leagues like the Republic of Ireland League, Northern Ireland League, the Welsh League, the young guys who are playing semi-pro football who are just floating about that aren't playing in the Conference or the Conference North, mate, go and try your hand out there.
Yeah. Well, like you say, it can put you in eyes that possibly Conference doesn't, because especially nowadays, people will be looking outside the box to try and unearth the talent, won't they?
Yeah, that most definitely. And if you look at especially what we're dealing with now with Corona and clubs losing shed loads of money, they're going to have to get rid of players. So players are going to need. Well, the clubs are going to need players, and the players have got a perfect opportunity now to get a trial with a club that they may not have got a chance to get a trial with. Do you know what I mean? And I think looking further afield, I've always chatted to you about it many times, but I've always wanted to be that foreigner playing abroad, and I think there's not enough English or British players that try their hand in another country, which then is another window that could look at Jadon Sancho, for God's sake.
I know, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's it. And like I say, it's building experience for yourself, and when you eventually, which everyone does, come back to England, you're a completely different player at whatever level you're at.
Yeah.
So you've come back from America, 2001, 2002. Are we still football? Are we still looking for teams now then? Or
So floated about semi-pro then for a little while for many clubs. Got a trial in Cyprus for AEP Paphos. Did a couple of months out there, which was, again, you think to yourself, they could qualify for Champions League football or whatever. There was not much money in it. The league wasn't great. I come back with no. I think, well, actually, the next step was there. So after Wales, it was Cyprus, and then from Cyprus, it was back to semi-pro football in the UK. There was just not enough money out in Cyprus. You just couldn't make. The experience was unreal, but you wasn't making money. Do you know what I mean? and you wasn't making enough money to survive. I'm not talking about making money to be comfortable. You wasn't making enough money to pay the bills and have food, because the league wasn't that big there. But it was a good experience. And then I came back, and where did I go? I went to Trafford, I think. Played for Trafford for a season, and then I had a long period at Prestwich Hayes, which was an amateur football team. So I've dropped down to amateur football, but the manager, Aidan Moran, was getting players that were semi-professional, ex-pros, and his vision, because he was the manager / chairman, and what he wanted to get Prestwich Hayes back to where they used to be many years ago, in challenging in the FA Cup. Like, they played in FA Cup rounds, they was playing in conference level, fighting to get into the Football League. So that was his vision. So 2003, 2004 was one of my old friends, Marvin Walters and Leon Walters, who are the guys that I met at Ashton United. These was playing there, so they was like, we know a player, he's good and he can score some goals. So AD was like, right, we're signing him, get him down. Yeah. So and what was good there? I mean, I shouldn't really say this because this is a bit tight, but we was playing in an amateur league, but was getting played because it was getting paid because we were semi-pro players. Yeah. So we had ex-Bury professionals playing there, a couple of lads that played United youth level, semi-pro. Bernard Morley was come over, so I played with him in Wales, and then he was there. So we had, the squad was unreal. Like, you could put us against any team and we'd do well. And we went 3 years on the bounce, because you don't just have to win the league to get promoted there. In amateur football, you need to have ground that's got the right spec.
Regulations and they're all market.
So for 2 seasons, the club was sorting the ground out, getting stands put in, trying to get the approval for floodlights. But we was winning. We went all season unbeaten. We won the treble. We did everything, mate. Like, won absolutely. And the thing is like, I could have moved, because I got asked to go to FC United. No, not FC United. I get asked to go to. I got asked to go to Radcliffe Borough. And loads of teams and teams in the conference and stuff. And I decided not to, because I was enjoying playing football.
Yeah.
For probably the first time in a long time.
Yeah.
I was around guys that I liked being around, and I was getting a little bit of money for it, so it was a no-brainer. Yeah. So did 3 seasons there. Like I said, won everything, and it was just a great experience and great time. Just got me loving football again, really. Like, properly.
Where did you leave, and what league did they get to go up?
Yeah. So they went. Yeah, so they're now in the what would it be? The Northwest Counties Premier. They're in now.
Right.
So they got into the lowest semi-professional tier, and then they've just stayed around the second lowest professional tier. Yeah. But what happened was, AD unfortunately passed, and then all the players he was the glue that kept everybody together. Right. And they all all the players left and went other places. So I went back to Ashton for a little bit, played at Ashton United, went to who did I go after Ashton United? Went from Ashton United to Trafford, went to Trafford, and then I was just a man of many clubs then. I'd just go.
I bounced about.
Mate, went where the money was, to be fair, because I think that was that Prestwich Hayes period was just playing for the love of football.
Yeah.
And I knew I wouldn't find that anywhere else. Do you know what I mean? So played at Earlham for a little while. Trafford was a good stint. Had a little stint at FC United, but didn't really fit. Didn't really like it. Moved on, and then just floated around, really. Yeah.
And then obviously, I know you're still playing at the ripe age of 38.
Yeah.
So what are you playing for now, and then what you're looking now for after all of this? What you're looking for future-wise?
So football-wise.
Football.
Yeah. So I'm currently playing. Well, not now because the season's been wrote off. So, but I play for Manchester Gregorians in the Manchester Prem. Really good setup. Lads, a good group of lads, and I like the ambition that the club's got. So they play at Bellevue Stadium. They've got an unreal facility. The training's great. The coaches are good, and that's why I'm there. To be fair, I've been asked to play higher, but because of your life, and you've got a job now and stuff like that. I can't afford to devote time to play on a Friday night, 5 hours away from where I live, or train 3 times a week, train twice a week, play twice a week. I haven't got that. I can't commit to that. So at the moment, I'm playing in the Manchester Prem for Manchester Gregorians, who are looking to go semi-pro and looking to go up. They've got all the facility, all the infrastructure, and if I can be a small cog in that at this time to help them get there, then that's a good little thing for me. Yeah, I mean, I've been asked to play for a few teams, as you know, mate, 'cause I've spoken to you about it, and to go somewhere, and I've been asked to coach as well, to manage a club and stuff. But I don't know, mate. I think I'd like to own my own club. I've said this to you before.
Yeah, many conversation.
Yeah, so I think for me, within football, I think the thing that I want to do is start a football club at amateur football, move it up into semi-professional football, and see what happens.
Really. See where it goes.
Yeah, and just run the club, and because I've been in football for so long, and it might be at the lowest tier or the lowest level, but I'm not, just based off my own journey, I know what player needs. Do you know what I mean? And I think that kind of nurture and that support is what I'd like to have within my club. Something very similar to what Atletico Bilbao do. I'd love to set something up like that, mate. They're all homegrown, most of them homegrown talent. They only have people from their area or their district, and they look at pooling the talent from where the club is from. Do you get what I mean? And I'd love to try my hand in something like that, to try and develop these players to a point where they're not just physically good, technically good, mentally great, and then move them on to professional football. I'd love to be able to do that. Yeah.
Sounds like a decent idea. Great chatting with you. Really good. I love the insight of obviously from being a school kid up to now. But obviously I know you're in a different capacity, health and fitness.
Yeah.
You've been running a podcast and obviously various other bits and bobs. So if anybody wanted to obviously get some more information, where they going?
So I've got an Instagram account, so it's @marklove__, and the YouTube channel and the podcasts are all on there, so the links in the bio on that. It's called Bench Press and Business. So what it's really about is it's about business in general. So it doesn't have to be health and fitness. It's just supporting and coaching and helping people that run business, and everybody sharing our ideas. So like on the podcast, we'll have people from the fitness industry, from the world of football, from business. So somebody that owns or has worked as a CEO in BT, for instance, and they talk about their journey and how they started a business or how they got into that industry to help people out. Like, because I'm a guy that's ran a successful PT business off the back of football, because that's why I got into it. But also I'm trying to start a football club, and to understand and know how to run and work that business is hard. So just sharing and learning insight off each other, and that's what the podcast is about, really.
Sweet, happy days. Good to chat to you. Hopefully in a year or two we can have another chat, and you'll be like the chairman of XFC. Whatever it is. But great chatting to you, Martin. I'll speak to you soon, mate.
See you later, mate.